Hello and welcome to Hibs Talk. I'm your host as always, Gav. Joining me today is Dave.
Alright.
And Stephen.
Hello.
How you doing?
Not bad. Not too bad.
Good. What you been up to?
Well, actually a wee bit agitated because I did an extra 20 minutes at work.
How did you manage that one?
I didn't look at the time. And you didn't mind if you're busy and you're like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, and you've committed to it. But see, when you've got a 4 o'clock finish and you look at the time and it's 4:21, well, that was what is going on. So I feel like I've lost 20 minutes. So I now need to chase that 20 minutes. I need to stay up 20 minutes later to make sure I can get everything into my day that I was going to. But then I get 20 minutes less sleep.
Yeah, the system manager, it's like going 20 minutes later tomorrow.
No.
Can't feel that one.
No, the key word there was assistant. I still have a boss.
What have you, Stephen? What have you been up to?
Just working, mate.
Aye.
Did you get away in time?
No, I was actually 3 minutes late.
3? Jesus, I mean, grafters.
Aye. Hard working.
What did you do today, Gav?
The day? I was getting this ready.
No, you wouldn't, because we spent like 20 minutes setting this up.
Ah, my notes and stuff.
20 minutes? I've been here like an hour. And
Then he's going to ask about my holiday then.
Oh, was your holiday good? Was it good?
Aye, it was good.
Did you go on a gondola ride?
No,
Why not?
because it was €80, €100 after 7pm.
How much was your hat? Halfway to a
15.
gondola, you know.
It is
Yeah.
a nice hat.
Aye. But I'm annoyed though, because you came back, you've even still got your tan, and so you've come back looking like Jimmy Calderwood. I know I've got this bloody hat. So, aye. Anyway.
It is a nice hat. I liked it.
Anyway.
It's all you know.
Okay, so let's get cracking on with Hibs anyway. We're just going to run through some couple bits of news. First bit, John Morrison, the footballer, not the singer, and
His name's not John.
Fuck off! I knew that. That's f***ing wrestler. Scotland internationalist James Morrison has been linked with Hibs, but we've been told that's not happening. Probably a better move for Hibs, because 33, we're looking for a bit of energy in midfield. Would you have liked to see him come in? I mean, I know it's no much point in talking about it in too much detail because he's not coming, but are you heartbroken?
I'm not heartbroken at all, no.
Another player that's no coming to Hibs is Ojo. Looked like he was coming to Hibs, and something's changed.
Yep.
He had an offer from Aberdeen, and he had an offer from Hibs, and apparently, according to reports, the offer, bless you, the offer from Hibs was the one he was going to go for. Aberdeen came in with an improved offer, and he's now went to Aberdeen. He said he spent, talking about Derek McInnes, he said he spent the whole day talking with me. We talked about football and other things, and he touched something inside me.
Don't need to say any more than that, I don't think.
Do you believe that it's been Derek McInnes that's got him the deal, or do you think the fact that do you believe the reports of an improved offer?
That'll be money, because think about this, right? So the 2 deals on the table, and he was choosing Hibs. Then all of a sudden, Aberdeen offered more money, and then what's he doing? Choosing Aberdeen. So did he not get touched enough the first time he spoke to Derek McInnes? Do we need to up our feeling skills?
Oh, maybe we do.
So I don't
maybe
know.
the Paul Heckingbottom sales pitch that gets talked about so much doesn't have enough feeling.
Yeah.
So who do we have to look at next? Is there any sort of players that we've maybe been linked with, or people you'd like to see us go for this, number 6 position we're struggling to get? I say struggling, it's still early in the window. I think it's just because we've got all our business done so early. But any players user can kind of think of?
McGeoch.
So I mean, he's ruled out McGeoch. What's your kind of thoughts on McGeoch being ruled out?
Well, I'm not a scout, so I didn't know loads of midfielders, defensive midfielders that kick about to be able to be like, oh, I would take him. But what I do know is that McGeoch was our player of the year, and then we can maybe get our player of the year back, and we're saying no. So I don't understand why we wouldn't. I know it's a different manager and that, but what a player! Like,
and you look at what he done. He sat, it was the deepest line player at the 3 of them, the 3 midfielders, and he let McGinn and Scott Allen have that freedom to get further forward. Scott Allen's back now. You'd imagine Malin or Newell or something, one of those ones. I mean, I know they're not John McGinn, but they could play that role, and then he could do that job of sitting and freeing them up. it does seem like it would be a good bit of business, but apparently not interested. Disappointed to hear that.
Strange. I don't understand the logic and like ruling him out completely, especially when every single target that we've went for in that position's like been ruled out. Obviously Ojo was the main target and now he's gone, so yeah, it's a strange one. Maybe need to revisit it, I think.
They're the best midfield in Scotland at that point, everyone was saying. So, and if you got told a year later, like whole season later, that you could have 2 out of the 3 of them back in your team,
Aye.
why would you not say aye?
I know.
Why don't we just get Ambrose back and put him as a defensive mid?
I think there was stuff where if you think he's looking to get a bigger contract towards the end of his career, which I can understand.
The only other thing that annoys me about the Ojo thing is, right, and I get that you didn't want to pay above what you think somebody's worth, but with this whole takeover thing, I really wanted to be like, right, we can start competing with Aberdeen wages and that, and then already lost to a player at Aberdeen over money.
Do you think Hecky's trying to save face when he says, it's we want players that want to be here and stuff, and that's a good mentality to have and to come out and say that, or do you think that's the kind of save face?
Well, it depends how long he's wanted them for. It's my understanding that we've
March
wanted them for a while.
March or May or something, they were saying.
So I think that there will be a bit of bad feeling in the fact that we've lost him at the last second. I think he was one that we expected to it was in the bag after things started to look a bit better from Scunthorpe's end. So,
and it's a shame that we kind of I think the reason the deal became so public was because of that relegation release clause, and then Aberdeen scooped in and stole him. So you're welcome, Aberdeen. And finally, just a bit of news. Flo's been linked with a move away. I think it was the Sun, so we'll not read too much into it, but there was 4 English clubs, sort of championship clubs, apparently looking at him. Strikers who score goals are hard to come by. I can understand why he's been linked with these clubs. What was it, Middlesbrough, Barnsley, Brentford, a couple of teams like that. I can't remember the 4 of them exactly, but so just to mention the fact that it's been in the news. There's like I say, we're not going to pay too much to it because it was the Sun, so we'll wait and see what happens. But could that have been a reason why Flo wasn't in the team for Stirling Albion?
possibly. I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, because we've not actually spoke about this, but has that happened before, where players who are completely fine have just been left at the training ground during pre-season, especially somebody with as high a calibre in our squad as Canberra?
Well, Heckenbottom said he was going to do it. He said he was going to use the League Cup games to rotate the squad and to bring in other players. So, you know, but to me, you look at who's been left out. It's Boyle, who's just back from a long-term injury, and Flo. They were the only people that were fit that weren't in the team.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I'm not that impressed by the decision either. No, we'll get into it in a bit.
Stephen, what's your thoughts on Flo and Boyle being left at
Strange.
Eastmains?
Again, it's really weird. Obviously this is pre-season and now it's like competitive games as well. It's competitive pre-season, but obviously you need to give people a run out, especially for the start of the season.
It's now no pre-season anymore.
No, exactly.
That needs shot in the fit.
Do you think Hickey's approached this as a friendly?
Yes.
Do you think he's been a bit disrespectful to
100%.
Massively.
Yeah.
Not even a wee bit, massively.
If you're going to do that, then put out your under-20s. Just put out your full under-20s squad rather than.
The only bit of defence that Heckenbottom's probably got is any team that we put out should probably be beating Stirling.
Right, I think he came out and says that. He says that we had the calibre of players.
But at the same time, even what I just said there, any team should be beating them. That's dismissing them too easy. Just in terms of pre-season, it's like you think pre-season is like you go up through the gears like driving a motor. You didn't jump from second up to fifth. You've got to go up through the gears to get to your top speed, and that's what we should be treating pre-season like. Where now it's like that Stirling game, that was a chance. Like, cause say we were in like third gear, we're against Dunfermline, and that you kind of want to keep progressing. Day what they like say like Rangers and that are then beating Marseille 4-0, confidence in that. Then what did we do against Stirling? Made a complete not arse yet.
You came in the first game as well though. Like you could have easily just went and set out a marker. Like you could have just went out, hammered them 6-0. They wouldn't have felt disrespected if we played a full team against them and scored hundreds of goals. Like, if you set a marker at the start, because obviously that's what happened last season. We played the League Cup, not last season, the season before, and we played the League Cup qualifiers, and then we drew with Ross County and stuff, and then it was like draw, and then a win, and that's what got us through the group stages. You look at what happened to Hearts and other teams that are round about, like, it's disappointing to see that when you're starting the league, and that's the way it's going. But
I mean, this League Cup, you mentioned it there, it is a new experience for a lot of these players, and it's a new experience for Heke. Do you think this time next year he'll think differently about how he approaches his pre-season friendlies and his League Cup games?
I hope he thinks better about it next Saturday, because people are still going to pay to watch that game of football. You've got paying supporters who want to see their team win, and they want to see their team play entertaining football, high pressing football, exactly what he said he would try and do when he came along the first day. But to go and it was a bad performance. I know we had a lot of chances, but we didn't take the chances against a part-time football team.
the one counter argument to what you just said there as well is that if Heke has this vision of like progressing on last season and finishing top 3, top 4, which is in my opinion beyond reach from what I've seen so far, but if he is, then he shouldn't be worrying about League Cup games, he should be worrying about Europe, because that's what our pre-season will lead into next season. Because you want, if you finish European spots, you didn't play the League Cup games, you play in Europe, and you've got to be treating that like this season.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Dave, you mentioned the chances we had there. We had a lot of chances in the game, so let's kind of run through some of them. Horgan, probably one player that kind of came out with pass marks. He put in a good cross, the back post. Doidge put his header straight at the keeper, and it got tipped onto the bar. And then again, Horgan cut on his left foot this time, and it was Newell's head at the back post, and a really poor header wide. But from this game and from the pre-season games you've seen, have you been impressed with Horgan so far, Dave?
Oh, sorry, drinking coffee. I didn't think you were going to cut me that quick. I have been. He changed the game against Dunfermline. That's the one I think he was most impressive in. And then obviously one of the few that gets, like you say, pass marks in the Stirling game. So, but it is again concerning. He's got 60 minutes in him and then he's burst, but then he stayed on.
Stephen, your thoughts on Horgan so far?
A lot better than last season. I think he's a lot more used to the game and the way that we are playing, and I think with the changes and Boyle coming back into the squad, it's made a bit of a difference in the way he plays. So yeah, hopefully it just progresses through the season again.
He definitely ended the season strong, so hopefully more of that this season. And Malin had a free kick, really poor free kick, hit into the wall, judged as a handball and a penalty. Was it a penalty?
I wouldn't like it again against me. One of them.
Is that to do with the rule change? I don't keep up with refereeing, so I don't know. But there was apparently rule changing where any handball in the box is now a penalty now.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, well, you've seen it with the Champions League and that. So you kind of get. I've not seen an angle that's good enough to say whether it was a blatant handball or not.
Right. Fair enough. Horgan, we're praising him, but he should have scored. There was quite a good bit of play. A lot of the midfielders kind of linking up nicely, and the ball got played through Horgan. 1-on-1 with the keeper, tried to chip the keeper and put it wide of the post. He really should have scored there.
Yeah.
Aye. Agree.
Yeah.
And then a few other chances, including there was a scramble in the box, which kind of led to it being cleared off the line. So I mean, we've kind of already talked on this, but we've said what we would do. Do you expect Heke to make more rotations against Alloa?
They should be playing a stronger team. Like, we should be playing a lot more first team players. And if Canberra and Boyle are in the squad then again, I'd be worried.
Could you see him putting Canberra and Boyle into the squad and Horgan and Doidge, for example, at East Main's training? Because that's what he said he was going to do. He said he was going to have one team play. I mean, I think he's going to have more injuries than he thought, but he was going to have one team play and then the other team doing even harder work at East Mains, which to me that's disrespectful to Stirling Albion to say a training session is going to be more difficult than a game.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Anyway, and then he says he's going to rotate it for next week. So Do you think he'll still do that, or do you think because of the result he might approach it differently? Do you think we'll see Doidge and all that, the full sort of everyone involved, but with Canberra and Boyle in there as well?
At what point do we start playing the team that's going to start the season against St Mirren?
To me, it should have been.
Yeah, but it should already have happened. Aye. So are we going to go into the game against St Mirren with a starting 11 that's not played with each other yet?
I mean, I was led to believe that it would be two up front. Would be playing, and it'd be Canberra and Doidge. That was the plan. I'm worried about how little they've played together in pre-season.
Have they actually played any more than 45 minutes together?
I don't know if they've played any minutes together. What was the 45 minutes?
They've always been switched, eh?
Aye. Actually, I might be wrong, but I can't think of any time they've been on the pitch together. Okay, so we're going to go through a season preview now, but if you haven't done already, make sure you head over to hibstalk.com/season-preview. I think that's right.
Yeah.
For Billy's article, Billy's done his season preview. I'm not going to lie, the plan was to take little lines from it, like 1 or 2 sentences from everybody and put it into one big season preview, but Billy's was that long. Felt bad not just putting he'd done like it was just short of 1,000 words. I was like, oh, he's put a lot of work in here, we'll just put his out. So I've got a couple other guys here, answers here to kind of bulk this bit out, but I'll go through it and kind of ask you guys what you guys kind of think. I'm going to say this new setups, this is just for the camera folk, this new setup's weird because I'm having to swivel a lot to see the two of yous.
That's why you're the only one with a swivel chair.
Yes, that's why I've got it. No other reason.
Superiority complex.
It's not an ego thing. Anyway, so first question, thoughts on last season. Liam, one of our writers, Liam Fogarty, has put it was mediocre at best, directionless and ponderous under Lennon. At times Lennon gave the impression he didn't want to be there, and that projected onto the players. Things picked up initially under Hecky. He gave much more. He got much more at the same group of 10 to 12 for over 10 to 12 weeks. And that ultimately is part of the reason for a lot of the positivity which surrounds the club at the moment. But in balance, the final few weeks of the season were disappointing, and Hecky must get off to a good start. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
What's your guys' kind of view on last season?
Well, I think I made a point at it was the fact that out of the whole 12 weeks that Hecky was at the club for the end of the season, out of top 6 teams, he only beat Hearts once. That was it. That was the only win that he got against top 6 teams last season. And if that's the mentality that we're going in with this season, then we've got big problems.
Was that mentality, or was that because of the limitation about what players he had?
It wasn't limitation. I wouldn't say it was limitation, because Lennon was beating Celtic with the same team, and he was beating Rangers. Like, I wouldn't say that. And that was when Lennon was starting to edge off the team as well. Mm-hmm. That was when we were going through bad results. But I just think that it might take a wee bit of time, and that's what Hecky should have been concentrating on during the time off in pre-season. Hopefully
it has been. Dave, what's your thoughts on last season and that, just picking up on what Stephen said about the top 6?
Just a disappointing to average season, so I would say. If you'd offered us 5th at the start of the season, we'd all said no. So it can't go down as anything other than disappointing. And to be, like you say, like no in Europe after got a few games in Europe, it was quite good to lose that straight away and not have that same feeling back this year. You do feel it, and you kind of miss it, and you're a wee bit jealous. I'm a wee bit jealous of Aberdeen Kilmarnock. They've got like exciting games and that now, and like you say, we're in the League Cup, and
you've seen Hearts. I think even Hearts did have a disappointing start with the League Cup last season, but they utilised that in order to not having European football when us and Aberdeen and Celtic and Rangers did, to really have a good start to the season last season. Yeah. Is that something we could try and utilise this season with Kilmarnock and Aberdeen in Europe?
Yeah, but again at the same time, like, you've got to be competing in the games. Like, you're playing Scottish football, so obviously it's setting you up for the league a lot better, but at the same time you've got to be winning the games, and the performance against Stirling, it's not giving a good impression.
Anyway, so we're going to move on to our most exciting new signing. So James Stephen, who done our first article for the site, has put Scott Allen. A lot of people put Scott Allen for this answer for the simple reason that he is the one that I really know anything about, and I know what quality he has. A joy to watch. His fairly unsuccessful career to date is an enormous mystery to me, and goes to show that so many factors go into making a great career, let alone a talent. He's the kind of player that fans love to watch, and if he rediscovers his form from his previous 2 spells, he will be brilliant. My one reservation is whether he will be given the licence that he was previously given in his 2 spells at Hibs. Do you think Scotland will be given that licence again, or will it be a new role we see him in?
I think Heckingbottom's already said they expected to do a lot more work, but he's easily my most the most exciting player that we've got, let alone that's just come in. But it is hard to judge though in terms of the new players, because I feel like everyone's been quite harsh on them, and justifiably so far, because the performance has not been the best. But you do need time to kind of settle in, so hopefully that more of them come on.
Other than Scott Allen, any other signings that you're kind of excited about?
Outside them, Adam Jackson's had a steady start. He's not been any worse than Hanlon or anything.
Seen him up centre. I think I did.
Probably moved in next door to you, maybe.
I seen him up centre, and I was like, is that Adam Jackson? Googled it, and he's got a tattoo sleeve the same as Adam Jackson. I was like, that must be. I never said anything to him though. But yeah, I'm a bit scared like that.
He seems like he's got the ethic. Yeah. So.
And one thing I've noticed is he's quite comfortable in the ball and good for playing out. I'm sure I've said this on the podcast before. He said that's something that was never in his game, and that Heckingbottom added to his game. So, I think
as long as he's playing outside the defence rather than along the back line again, because that's what we're all tired of.
Yeah, a wee bit exhausted of that. So next question I've got for you is. So which player is going to have a better season than they did last season? A lot of people went for Canberry with this one.
Cool, I'm going to go Horgan, because I thought he was very slow to start off, and then, like you say, he was good at the end of the season. So.
I was one of the ones that says Canberry, and it was purely because of the fact that Allen's back and he provides them with the chances that he never got last season. But again, there's a few of them, like Boyle will have a good season because he'll not be injured half it. Porteous, when he comes back, will have a good season because he'll not be injured. Like, there's so many different choices, and you just got to look at the different factors. But I think I agree with Dave, obviously, after seeing the pre-season so far, that Horgan will be a big improvement. I
never done one myself, but when I was sort of writing the questions and kind of pulling it all together, player to have an even better season than last season, although he had a good 6 months. Porteous as well for me. 100%. I think once he's back from his injury, I'm liking what I'm hearing about the work he's been doing in terms of like his reading of the game and stuff, and watching videos back. A lot of that stuff, utilising his injury rather than having it plagiarising him. And I think he will really kick on, and he's been a leader in all the under age groups he's been in. I really think he could kick on and be, a captain.
Tell you what, at the age of 22, he'll be about 40 million. if Kieran Tierney can go for 25 plus.
Are you getting a bit carried away, like Leanne Dempster calling Ollie Shaw one of the hottest prospects in Europe?
That's getting carried away, let's be honest.
Next question: will Hibs win a cup this season? If so, which one? James Stevens has went, probably not, but with a bit of luck, it's always possible. An average Hearts side, we're not a million miles away from winning the Scottish Cup after favourable draws last season after all, so you never know. Dave, can we win a cup?
If we treat the cups like we've treated our first game in this cup, then no. Sorry to keep coming back to that. Then we've no chance. But like James said, luck of the draw in it. See who we get, and then possibly,
if they enter one of our competitions, might win a Hibs Talk mug. That's as close as they'll get to a cup, I think, this season.
You were sitting on that one for a few minutes.
I looked at your mug and I was like, "There's a cup that they could win."
Young City breakthrough this season, and why you think it'll be their year. Stephen, starting with you.
Fraser Murray.
Fraser Money, yeah?
Aye.
Why do you think that?
Biggest impact in pre-season, in my opinion. We've already got Porteous through. I don't think Shaw will get much further, in my opinion. Fraser Murray's got a lot of talent, and I think he'll be the one that comes into the squad.
What's your thoughts been on Fraser Murray being played in a more central role?
I think it's good because obviously we've got like Alan playing more attacking now. You're talking about getting somebody in to sort of sit more defensive, like other than Newell, who's maybe been on the wing a bit more. Who else have you really got in the centre of the park so far? Malin. You need somebody else to come in there, and I think that Fraser Murray will probably get a wee bit more game time this season.
It was just quite interesting because you're trying, when you remember the Dunfermline game, you're seeing the team and you're trying to figure it out, and it's like, oh wait, okay, so Malin's the sitting midfielder, and then you've got Allen and Murray in front of him. Alright, okay, because I thought Newell would have been central, and Newell was on the left, and then Horgan on the right. Horgan came on. Boylan on the right. Dave, Young City breakthrough this season, and why?
Well, other one you couldn't really call Porteous breaking through. He's probably a starter. Would be Josh Campbell. So he's been playing in pre-season. He was alright against Stirling without doing anything spectacular. So I would say he's probably going to be in and about it. So possibility that we could see him involved a lot more.
Yeah.
I
think a lot of people went for the ones you mentioned, and Mackey came up quite a lot as well.
Disappointed in Mackey pre-season.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't think he's been very good. Concerning, because I thought he was. Well, it's only pre-season though. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But he'll be judged properly with the other Betfred Cup games and when the season starts. But I've been a bit disappointed with. I thought he was an easy cover for Stevenson.
I think he was the one that we had all agreed on at the season review, that would be the one that comes in, obviously with Stevenson picking up injuries and stuff. I think that Mackey was probably the one on everybody's lips, but like Dave says, disappointing so far.
So 2 final quick questions. We're going to pretend it's we're at the Corn Exchange next year, next April. We're there, we've just beat Hearts because we're playing Hearts the date before. 2019-2020 Player of the Year has been announced. Who's it going to be? Dave, start with yourself.
Scott Allen.
I said that as well, 100%. Aye, he'll be the novelty choice.
One of the players we've been talking about a lot is Daryl Horgan. I think Daryl Horgan can really kick on, and I think he could be a contender for Player of the Year this year. So I'm going to go for Daryl Horgan.
I think this could be a big season for Rocky. Like, if he has got the competition for Maxwell, I get for Bogdan, but if it is true and he wants a move, like if he wants to move on to bigger and better things by Hibs, then he's going to need a big year for him to even be able to get that move. So it could be quite a big season for him.
I'd be surprised if he wasn't starting though. I'd be surprised if Marciano wasn't still the first choice.
He's got to be number one.
Maxwell started so far, but there's a caveat to that Maxwell was back sooner. Was it in around sooner?
Aye, 2 weeks.
And Marciano's just back from international. Why did he get extra time? I actually don't know. Him and Slivka were on international duty or something. Him and Slivka came back later. I don't know why. Anyway, there you go. Final question: where will Hibs finish this season?
I don't think the squad now, from what I've seen, is any better than last season's, unfortunately. It's whether Kilmarnock are able to produce what they can. If Kilmarnock drop off a bit, fourth. If Kilmarnock play similar to last year, I think we'll be fifth again.
Stephen?
I've not even got to take my negative answer. I say fourth. I think that Kilmarnock, they had their one season. Clark's gone now, reshuffle the team and stuff. They've not been too great against that corner's key from what I've seen, so yeah, I think it'll be hopefully fourth.
Well, I'm going to finish this podcast on an air positivity and completely disagree with you guys.
Please say seventh.
I'm going to say third, quite confidently. I think Aberdeen have I think Ojo is actually could be quite a good signing from them. I don't think I might be wrong. I hold my hands up if I am, but I don't think Bryson's going to be a good signing. I think they're in transition this season because of the amount of players they've lost. I don't think Aberdeen will be. I'll struggle. I think they'll struggle a bit. I think Kilmarnock, like we've talked about, will struggle a bit. Plus, I think it's too early to. It's only been a couple of pre-season games and one competitive game. I think Newell. I think he will come good. Dodge looks good. I think we're going to have a good season, and I think. I just completely disagree with you. I think we're better than we were last season.
No chance.
I think we've got a much better squad.
No chance. My strongest team's got practically any of the new signings in it. But bearing in mind that I've not seen them enough, but I don't think Newell's been even okay.
I think he's been awful.
But the guys in pre-season, what do you expect?
I know. This is the problem with talking about it now, because see in 2 weeks, you look stupid and it might be phenomenal.
You can
but you're asking me my opinions now. If we were to go right now, I'm doing a Frank Duggan hitting the table, then aye. I'm just being honest.
No, third.
Okay. I hope you're right.
Get your passports out, boys. We're going to Europe.
Shouldn't you think though that if a player comes in, then pre-season's their opportunity to stamp the mark on a first team place?
It's tough though when you're new in a club and a manager's trying to impose his philosophy and stuff. And you said one of the ones that's kind of hit the ground running a bit is Adam Jackson, who was managed under Heckingbottom before.
Yeah, exactly.
So Heckingbottom obviously does have his philosophy and he's trying to impose it, and that's obviously going to take time for new players, as well as moving up to Edinburgh and the whole psychological side of the game as well. I'm going to be patient with them.
I think everyone's going to be patient to an extent. It's just when you get asked your opinion then you give your opinion of what you've seen. Aye. Well, there's been a lot of obviously jumping the gun. I feel quite passionately about the Betfred Cup. I think it should have been dealt with better. But if Heckingbottom, he's a football manager. I'm not a football manager. His end plan, fine. It didn't work. It's going to backfire if it doesn't work. And if he's got a plan for the Alloa game, especially on Saturday, then it needs to work. Because like I said to you need the feel good factor. We're trying to shift season tickets. It's not a very good marketing ploy. Do you want to come and watch this football team if we're not beating Stirling and Alloa? Then you're going to struggle.
Especially when
the ticket prices are better against Alloa. We've done
12 quid or something.
13, but they've got a family package. You can get 2 tickets for 18 and that. I still think it should be a bit cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
But
kids should we go free for games like that because we're never going to sell out.
Aye, but it's better than it has been in previous.
To me, games like Alloa, kids go free. You get them along. You get the kids going. Daddy, buy me the new kit. Buy me the new purple kit because it's so nice.
No, son.
And then you get money that way.
Yeah, that's the thing as well.
And then they've got their kits, and then they're more likely to start coming to the games. Yeah, you got to get them in.
It needs to be treated quite seriously, even though it is a game against a lower opposition. It needs to be treated as a serious game. You're inviting fans along to pay money to watch. Then it needs to be no leaving you're one of your best players at a training ground for me, especially when like I say we can't go into a game against St Mirren having no played your strongest team together.
Aye, the fact that Dodge and Canberra
if somebody can explain to me how that makes sense, and I will sit and listen and I'll go right, okay, that makes sense, but I can't think how MD can explain how that makes sense.
Okay, right, so I was hoping to finish on the air positivity, finishing third, but you have kind of had your little rants afterwards, which was fine. It's fine. But we'll just finish up there. Anything else you want to get off your chest then, since you are kind of ranting with the
I ordered the new away top.
Are you worried about the size being wrong?
Nah, I'm a large now. I've accepted it.
Large too.
I've been a medium for a wee while, and I decided just to go large and just accept that I'm getting a wee bit of a gut. But 3 minutes past 9, it was in my basket and ordered. Came at 9 o'clock. So I was quite happy with that.
Yeah.
Not got it yet. It's coming tomorrow.
Anybody got the new season tickets yet?
No.
They're due soon.
Yeah. It's not going to have a big adult on the front of it, but it looks it.
Oh.
It looks just like a green card.
Cool.
It's got wee pictures and that in it. Looks a bit better. That's what Big Ron's spending his money on.
New season ticket.
Aye, clip art. Updating clip art on the computers.
So, what have you guys got planned for this week?
Don't know yet. I'm still slithering over the Alloa game.
You have to go along.
Are you going?
Anybody that can go needs to go.
You going?
No.
You going?
Yeah, I'll be going.
Good.
Right, sorted. That's my plans then.
We'll go, and then hopefully it's better, and hopefully Alloa have to pay for the anger.
Aye, we'll win 4-0, and we'll three of us be sitting here bouncing next week.
Yeah, I want to feel excited when I'm watching it, when I'm watching Hibs, and hey, that buzz when I'm at the football. And
Do you think? I mean, it's quite. We're finishing up here, so it's kind of the two of you seem quite frustrated at the team at the moment, which is understandable. Do you think that's coming from because a new season always brings such optimism? Do you think it's kind of like the balloon's kind of been let down a wee bit, and that's why the frustration's coming from?
100% it's been because there's been no football. You look forward to it for so long.
New owner.
And then, the new owner thing that happens, you get raised expectations, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh aye, I'm a Hibs fan. You know what I mean? That's
Real
what happens.
Hibs.
And there's nothing you can do about it. But aye, it's just, and you've no moaned for ages. So everyone likes it. Every football fan thinks he's kens what he's talking about, and everybody's got different opinions. That's what's good about it. That's what my papa says. That's what he doesn't go anymore. That's what he misses, being able to talk to the guy next to him about something and be like, that was a free kick, and my papa will be like, no, it wasn't. Like that. That's what he says he misses. So, and I think all opinions are healthy as long as everybody doesn't follow it.
Constructive.
It'll be good. It's good to get back to Easter Road for the first time, because all the other away games, all the friendlies have been away. So, be good to get back to Easter Road against Alloa at the weekend.
Fresh new pitch.
Aye, looking forward to seeing that.
Get some goals.
So, thank you for listening, and make sure you head over to hibstalk.com to check out our articles. Like I say, we've got the season preview, which kind of ties in with this, from Billy. Once you've kind of read the article, make sure you kind of take the questions and comment below asking what you think from the questions, and there'll be more articles coming out this week. I think we're going to go with the Pat McGinley one. We're kind of doing a series, a weekly series on returning players and how their second spell compared to the first one. So Stuart's done an article on Pat McGinley, so that'll be coming out I think on Wednesday. So keep an eye out for that. And just to finish up, if you enjoyed this and you haven't done already, make sure you subscribe on either Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcast. Dave, you mentioned a good one for Android users. What was it?
Castbox.
Free app. Just go into the Play Store, type in Castbox, and then subscribe to us.
Hibs Talk.
Aye, there you go.
Sorry. I was like, just however you want. So loads of podcasts on it. I'll get football ones too.
What podcast do you recommend?
I don't want to get in it because the last time I said you and Cameron's name on it. Football Daft's quite good.
You enjoying that?
Aye, Grado's funny. I do like it. I don't care. I think Ewan's a wind-up merchant. I quite like a good wind-up merchant.
Aye.
I take it for what it is. But it's got loads of podcasts on it, and just got me in the mood, because I didn't know what a podcast was until you were like, do you want to do one? And I was like, no, I don't really know. But I actually listen to them now when we're working that and driving in the motor, and that app's free, so you just type it's got everything in it. Murders, and if you're into murder.
I listen to loads. I mean, the majority of my time goes to listen to wrestling podcasts, but if it's football ones, there's like Talking Boss. I often listen to the two guys for there. They're a really good podcast, and obviously like the Terrace and stuff are really good as well. So there's loads of podcasts out there. So if you're new to podcasts, then make sure you get subscribed to loads. What about you? You listen to many, or you not? Are you quite new?
Like Dave, I was on that mentioned to him about the Football Daft thing and that, and it's a really good one. I think like the Grado and Ewan bounce off each other well.
Weird one for them to start that during the summer though, because there's not been that much football for them to talk about. So hopefully once the season,
it's a Hearts fan and a honey. It's like
I do think that it's not really gonna touch on football that much.
No, do you not think the format's gonna change once the season gets up and running?
Very slightly, but I think it's more about the banter around about football, because there's nothing really that light-hearted anymore.
They've just taken two personalities and chucked them together for a podcast.
Yeah,
and
see
it
what
seems
happens.
like it's working.
Yeah.
It's funny so far. Anyway, right,
Yeah,
we'll have had a blur out podcast, which is a bit longer than we thought there. But yeah, subscribe if you haven't done already, wherever you listen to your podcast, and we'll speak to you next week.
Alright, catch. See ya.
I hope he's having a good time. I hope he's having a good night. I got tonic